Hello everyone, welcome back to the POPSICLE KNIGHT channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please don't forget to hit that like button if you like this video, hit the thumbs down if you don't, and please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. After spending some time in the expanded format, I've been facing common builds that are really strong. So today I'll be showcasing my take on one of the most common Pokemon being played in the expanded format, Honchkrow GX. Honchkrow GX has 210 HP with the ability Ruler of the Night. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent can't play any Pokemon Tool, Special Energy, or Stadium cards from their hand. And our whole strategy will center on making our opponent concede, especially against players whose deck build relies on Special Energy, Tool cards, or even Stadium cards. And we can utilize this ability as early as turn 1, which will prevent our opponent from setting up at all. With the help of Duskstone, this card allows you to search for Honchkrow GX from the deck and evolve Murkrow even on your first turn, or even on a Pokemon that was put into play this turn. And aside from preventing our opponent from playing specific cards from their hand, we also have access to Honchkrow's Unfair GX attack. For 2 colorless energy, you can discard any 2 cards from your opponent's hand. This can further disrupt our opponent early setup, and in some cases have your opponent rely on their top deck. Its attack is Feather Storm. For 1 dark and 2 colorless, it will deal 90 damage and 30 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon GX or EX Pokemon. I've also added Muscle Band so that we can increase attack by 20 more damage. And because not all players rely on Special Energy, Tool cards, or Stadium, most players do use Pokemon tag teams. So to counter these types of matchups, I've included one line of ALOLAN Persian GX. With the ability Smug Face, it prevents all effects and damage of attacks from tag team Pokemon, Ultra Beast, and any Pokemon with Special Energy attached to it. Its attack is Claw Slash. For 1 dark and 2 colorless, it will deal 120 damage. And it also has a GX attack, Stalking Claws, which can deal 120 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and this could be a useful GX attack if you haven't used Honchkrow's GX attack already. And that's all the Pokemon we'll be using. But again, the real strategy here is to disrupt our opponent as early as their first turn and make our opponent concede as early as possible. I gotta admit, Honchkrow GX is a pretty cheap card to play, and you can win a lot of games just by evolving on turn 1. I have 4 copies of Murkrow, so most likely it's the first Pokemon you'll be putting in the active on your first turn. The only real challenge is to find the Duskstone to evolve into Honchkrow GX on your very first turn, so I'll be using a lot of item cards to search for it. I'll be using 4 copies of Acrobike. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put 1 in your hand and discard the other. Next are 2 copies of Bicycle. Draw cards until you have 4 in your hand. 2 copies of Roller Skates. You flip a coin, and if it's heads, you can draw 3 cards. 4 copies of Trainer's Mail. You can look at the top 4 cards of your deck, and you can take 1 trainer card you find there and put it in your hand. And I'm also using 2 copies of Beauty. You can draw 2 cards, and you can use this even on your very first turn. Hopefully you will have access to these on your first turn so that you can easily find that Duskstone. And once you've evolved into Honchkrow GX, the next step will be to just continue attacking, and hopefully your opponent will be unable to retaliate and ultimately concede the game. The other cards at our disposal will be to continue disrupting our opponent's setup. First and most important are 4 copies of Crushing Hammer. Flip a coin. If it's heads, discard an energy from your opponent's Pokemon. This will prevent them from attacking. I have a copy of Field Blower to discard 2 in any combination of Tool cards or Stadium cards in play. I'm also using Mars. You can draw 2 cards, and if you do, you discard a random card from your opponent's hand. I also have Team Flare Grunt, which discards an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. And we'll have a few VS Seekers, so you can put a supporter card from your discard pile back to your hand. And also Silent Lab Stadium to remove abilities from all basic Pokemon in play, which can disrupt our opponent's consistency cards like the Dene GX or Crobat V, for example. As for energy, I'm using 4 double energies, and I also have 4 hiding energy to give our dark type Pokemon free retreats, and 4 basic dark energy. And that's pretty much it. Again, this is for the expanded format. The deck list will be in the description below, but enough talk, let's see some gameplay. Alright, so this Honchkrow deck build that I'm showing you is one of the most common played builds in the expanded format as well, because a lot of deck builds use a lot of special energies and stadium and whatnot. And this is just a really interesting way of shutting down a lot of builds in the expanded ladder right now. And it's just very interesting how you can win a lot of games so easily, and you can basically go up the ladder, get a lot of points, and get your wards really easily just by using this deck in the expanded format. It's so, you won't win every game, you'll probably lose a lot of games, but at the same time there's a lot of games that you can win really quickly just by shutting them down on your very first turn. So we're up against a Eternatus VMAX, or a dark type theme build, and this could get really ugly because Eternatus VMAX can hit for really hard, but crushing hammers can just take that away from them. So we're gonna use Acrobike, get Nest Ball, and we're gonna get let's get Alolan Meowth. Use another Acrobike, we'll get the double energy, and I'm just gonna power up Honchkrow with Hiding Energy, and I'm gonna Astonish and randomly put one card and shuffle it back into their deck. Unfortunately, there's no way we can evolve into Honchkrow GX right now, so in our next turn we can use red and blue to evolve into Honchkrow and be able to energize Honchkrow GX right away. So I think we could attach an energy on Alolan Meowth also, but for now I'm just gonna use red and blue, and we'll get our Honchkrow, and we can get 2 energies to energize it, so we can attack, and we'll put the double energy on Meowth. So I'm gonna use Unfair GX, and I'm just gonna get rid of these 2 energies that will prevent them from attacking their turn. Hopefully their top card is not an energy, but they do get Pierce though, and they can just get an energy in another Pokemon, probably a Crobat, and that's gonna, yeah, that's not it's gonna get them more cards in their hand. But no, okay, there's no way for them to switch out from Zigzagoon, so I'm gonna use Pierce to get Alolan Persian, and we can energize, and we can actually switch out here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that. Claw Slash this Zigzagoon, and their Eternatus VMAX cannot hurt our Alolan Persian because they have a special energy on it, and it's not gonna affect our ooh, and then they attach another special energy on their other Eternatus VMAX, making our Persian invulnerable to any attacks from our opponent's Eternatus VMAX. Ooh, they're gonna do that, but they don't have enough Pokemon on their bench to knock out our Honchkrow GX, so I'm just gonna use Bicycle, and we can use this Flare Grunt to get rid of that energy. Let's get some more cards if we can. We can use Bicycle. Ooh, Silent Lab, that could be useful. And I'm gonna use Trainer's Mail, get an Acrobike. Let's use Bicycle first. Ooh, we got another Hammer. Just gonna attack. Just gonna attack for now. I don't want to use the Hammer because if I remove their special energy, they're gonna be able to hurt my Alolan Persian. So that's why we did not use the Hammer. Okay, just in case you're wondering. So we're gonna just keep attacking with this Alolan Persian, and we're just gonna get 3 prizes from this Eternatus VMAX and continue to attack until we win. So yeah, the combination between ALOLAN Persian and Honchkrow could be good. It could be bad in some matchups, but with this matchup, okay, there you go. There's our first concede. So good game. All right, next up. Yeah, don't be afraid to go first. Going first is actually really good. You know, it's interesting that we got this ALOLAN Meowth when we only have one of ALOLAN Meowth. We should have gotten a Mewtwo. I have 4 copies of Mewtwo in this build, so I'm gonna go ahead and use Silent Lab. That could slow down our opponent if they don't have anything to get rid of it. For the meantime, I can attach an energy on Meowth, I guess, and I'll just pass. We can't attack or anything right now on our turn. Well, there it is. But the thing is, with that stadium that they're using, it only adds a 1 colorless to any purple Pokemon. So Gengar can't really use its GX attack, which requires 2 if they want both players to draw into 7 cards in their hand. They won't be able to do that. So instead, they're gonna use energy on Mewtwo and Mew tag team. They also have Cobalion, which will remove any special conditions. But we don't really care about that because we're not using any of those special condition stuff. Let's use Pierce. Let's get energy for this Persian and a double energy. Mewtwo and Mew won't be able to hurt us because they are using special energy. And I mean, I could use GX, but I'm just gonna attack. Oh, dude, I totally forgot that Mimikyu and Gengar are weak against Dark. So okay, I'll take it. So we get 3 prizes for that, and we get a Honchkrow GX. And we're just gonna throw all these crushing hammers against our opponent. But I think leaving the special energies on Mewtwo and Mew tag team is essential. So I probably won't use it, just so that the special energies will remain on this Mewtwo and Mew tag team. And there you have it. They can't get through the defenses of ALOLAN Persian. So this is a great wall. Honchkrow GX can disable our opponent early on, and Persian can be a wall that no tag team can get through. But why didn't that go through? Because they have Jolteon, Flash Ray, any basic Pokemon. No, it's Crystal Ray. Any this is gonna be the whole game. We're just gonna hit nothing because of the ultimate defense. Yeah, so any evolved Pokemon can't deal damage to the attacking Pokemon. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Hammer here. At least that will prevent them from attacking, at least, but that didn't work. I'm gonna use this. Okay, we get 3. We get Silent Lab, which could disable Mewtwo and Mew altogether, which is really good. And I could put this. Could attack. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. If we evolve into, oh, dude, you know what? I should have retreated and then put Honchkrow in the active. That way they couldn't have played the stadium to bump out the Silent Lab. Although, you know what? They could have a Field Blower, so it doesn't really matter. They could just take it out. They probably have another way of doing it, but it is what it is. But until this point, they still won't be able to attack or damage our our Persian. So we gotta find a way to disable this dude so we can attack it. Let's use beauty. Okay. Let me attach the double energy. I'm not trying to evolve into Honchkrow because if they put it up in the active and they just knock it out, we'll just lose 2 prizes. But I don't think we have any choice here. I think I'm just gonna do that. And and there's no point putting the other Murkrows on the bench either, I don't think. We can use his GX attack, but I'm just gonna retreat, I think. And oh, I could use unfair GX. No, I think I'm just gonna attack. So again, because of the effect of Mewtwo's attack, Glaceon's attack, we are an evolved Pokemon, so we cannot deal any damage. But at least it's dealing 30 damage to 2 of their GX Pokemon. And they're gonna continue to attack with it, you know. They're gonna chip damage until they knock out our Murkrow. I'm gonna use N. It's gonna shuffle both of our hands. We get 3, and then they get 6. Let's use Trainer's Mail. Gonna get Crushing Hammer. Sweet. So let's get rid of this one. Maybe with Honchkrow in the active and with the Field Blower to blow away that stadium. They can't play any stadium or any special energies, so they might not be able to attack. I'm gonna use unfair GX, get rid of that Guzma and this Float Stone. So now they can't retreat, and they don't have any way to get this Pokemon out of the active. But they can only attack with one attack. Is Swift, I guess. Requires 1 energy. Another concede. There you go. Good game. Another concede. So far you've seen a lot of matchups where our opponent just concedes, and that's basically it. You just disrupt your opponent's hand from the very beginning of the game, and if you have no other choice, or at least you have another choice with the Alolan Persian, where you can just block any tag team attacks. So, and if they use special energy, they won't be able to damage Alolan Persian at all. So let's see, we got Murkrow to go into the active. We have Dust Stone, so we can definitely use that to evolve into Honchkrow GX in our very first turn, so we can start disrupting our opponent. When we have Pierce, we can get energy by means of that. We got Trainer's Mail, and we got alternate Necrozma build, which relies a lot on special energy, and they can't play tool cards or stadium anymore at this point, and that's it. We just automatically win this one for sure. There you go. Yeah, so this Honchkrow GX build is really stupid. I personally don't like playing it because it's not that interesting to me, to be honest with you. I mean, it's good, you know, the disruption and everything. It's good. It's easy to win against a lot of deck builds, specific matchups, but I don't know. It's just not fun. There's no concept to it. You just evolve and then you just keep attacking until they lose. You know, it's just like the other deck. I actually do want to try it out. It's the one where they can attack on their very first turn and just do, you know, use Donk and then win the game. So we get a Dust Stone on our very first turn. Now we are preventing our opponent from attaching any special energies, and they are using this is a Mad Party deck, which relies a lot on special energies, twin energies, and double energies. So I think we got this game at the very beginning of this game. Being able to evolve into Honchkrow GX is very good against these types of matchups. So moving on, we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, amongst the Ultra Necrozma Honchkrow decks that I see being played, there's also the there's a Togekiss VMAX deck that is so hard to knock out because they use full heal, or not full heal, max heal or something like. So they just heal their HP to 100%, you know. So you can't kill it. I don't know. And then even though they only deal like 120 damage every turn, you know, it's so hard to kill. And then there's the one that on their very first, they like to go first, those decks, so they'll use the one that can attack on their very first turn, and they'll use a lot of scoop up nets to use headbutt, tantrum, zigzagoon. So if you have like basic, like if I have Meowth and also Murkrow, they'll just knock both of those out, and then without me even being able to play, they'll just win the game on their very first turn. So I'll just attack double energy, and I'm gonna attack and knock out that Pokemon. They shouldn't be able to attach any special energy, so they can't attack either way. So that's why I wasn't hesitant to knock out that one Pokemon. Although, with the Guzma. Alright, with the Guzma. That's fine. So once they knock out this Meowth, it should be smooth sailing from here on out. Okay. They use Field Blower to remove their own tool card so that they can use Crobat. Alright, that's cool. $200 damage. Dude, that's very strong. So I'm just gonna keep attacking, and that should be it. They can't play any more special energies or anything like that. And against this specific matchup with Mad Party, there's really nothing they can do to attack. And that's it. This is how unfair. I mean, even its GX, its name is Unfair GX, you know. So this is an unfair deck build that you can definitely use if you would just want to get your prizes, your daily rewards. This is the easiest, one of the easiest ways you could do it. You can use Ultra Necrozma, you can use this one, or you can use the Donk deck build. I don't have a lot of their cards that they use in that one, so I won't be able to showcase that one. But at least I can showcase Ultra Necrozma and Honchkrow GX. There's our other Concede. Alright, so let's keep going. Again, with this deck build, you win, you lose sometimes. I mean, you will lose a lot, depending on your matchup. If you go against Reshizard that uses just regular fire energies, or I mean, you have ALOLAN Persian to go against that. So there again, you know, the mixture between ALOLAN Persian and Honchkrow GX is really cool. I like the combination of it. Very disruptive deck, and it's very hard to get around, but there is a way around it. You can this deck build can easily lose to a lot of deck builds. So we are up against an Inteleon VMAX. We will use Dust Stone to evolve into Honchkrow GX, and we're going to use the Silent Lab to turn off any abilities from basic Pokemon. And I'm just going to use Marnie, disrupt their hand, and we'll get 5 cards from that. We have Crushing Hammer. You can definitely use that. Sweet. And Trainer's Mail, another hammer. I was hoping for another energy, but I think I'm just going to use VS Seeker and get Marnie back from our discard. I'm just going to pass. Not much to do this turn. But with this Inteleon VMAX deck, I don't think they I've never seen any Inteleon VMAX that relies on special energy, so I don't think Honchkrow GX ability has any role on this matchup, but I'm just gonna try and this could be a good showcase as well, or maybe not, how Honchkrow can easily lose to other deck builds. So for now we're gonna use Acrobike. We get Roller Skate, sweet, we get heads on that one. We get Pierce, I think I'm gonna use that. Get a Twin Energy, Double Energy, my bad, and ALOLAN Meowth. Put that there. Use another Trainer's Mail. We can get this Team Flare Grunt, Unfair GX, and we can get rid of this. Prevent them from healing and prevent them from... Okay, they can have that VS Secret, that's fine. So prevent them from getting any other water Pokemon from their deck. So that could be disruptive. That could disrupt them in the long run. So now, that's the thing with Honchkrow. If you can limit your opponent's hand that much and then they rely on top deck, see like this one, they have no energy or anything like that to you know, keep their setup moving, it's gonna be very detrimental to their strategy. So Honchkrow can't attack right now though, and we don't have any energies, so I'm gonna use VS Seeker and get Pierce. We can get a special energy, we can get an energy from that. I think I'm just gonna pass and leave it at that. We can start attacking on our next turn. Okay, they still can't attack, and we get an energy, sweet. So we're ready for them. We get a Crushing Hammer and Team Flare Grunt, so we can remove 2 energies on their turn, even if we have to. And with that, the band that we have, it's increasing our Honchkrow GX attack by 20, so we're hitting for 110 every turn. We can knock this guy out in 3 turns. So yeah, it's just gonna keep using Feather Storm until we knock out this VMAX. Even if they are able to attach 1 energy, again we can just discard 1. They're just sitting there, and that's the whole strategy of this Honchkrow GX deck. It's I know it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we get 3 prizes easily, but it does require a lot of planning, and the decisions you make as you set up this Honchkrow GX really can make the difference. You know what I mean? So if you can set up just like that, use the Unfair GX to disrupt their hand at the very beginning of the game, you know, that's gonna affect their overall strategy and the speed of their setup, which could mean a lot of hits, just like what you saw. Their Inteleon VMAX could not even land a hit on our Honchkrow GX because we just kept disrupting their hand. But now they have a lot of cards on their hand. They can really play this out in a different way. But for now, we're just gonna keep hitting 110 HP, 110 damage with Honchkrow GX. Again, they can't play any special energy. They're playing Green's Exploration, okay. Once they attach energy, again, we have Team Flare Grunt, we have Crushing Hammer. So we have a lot of options to remove their energies. And we have Boss Order, so if they decide to retreat with the Inteleon VMAX, we can just bring it back to the active. So there you have it, you know, Honchkrow GX. And most of your a lot of your games will be like this, you know. It's just a matter of whether or not your opponent will give up easily, or they're going to be persistent and try and find a way to get out of the difficult situation that they have. And you know, that's probably me as a player. I'm the one that's very persistent. I'm just gonna keep playing, and hopefully there's a chance to win, but you know, But the donking, you know, I keep mentioning that the first turn deck build, sweet. We get heads on the hammer. Just gonna keep attacking. we get two targets now. We're just gonna keep decreasing their HP. I mean, they had max heal, so they can probably completely heal the HP on these Inteleon VMAX, but you know, we're not gonna let up, and we're just gonna keep attacking. But yeah, so with the alternate Necrozma deck, I would just give up on Honchkrow matchups. And with this Honchkrow, I usually just give up on that donking deck build. So once I see that they have the attack that can attack on the very first turn, I'll just concede right away. Because it's no point, you'll wait for like 15 minutes until they do all their thing, and then you won't even be able to attack. So it's not... I don't think it's one of those stupid decks that you don't really want to play against. That's why I just kind of concede when I see that. So we were able to use the Team Flare Grunt to remove their energy again, although they are using Aqua Patch now, and now they can accelerate their water energies really easily. And if they can get 3 on one of their Inteleon VMAX, they can actually knock out our Honchkrow GX. Do they have one other water energy? No? They're just gonna Hydro Snipe? Okay, well, we can just put it back. Yeah, and I'm just gonna use a boss order and knock out this guy for the win. Feather Storm. There you have it. Another official, but this one is an official win with Honchkrow GX. So, good game. Let's see. I'm trying to get another one more video for one more gameplay footage for this video. Hopefully, this will be the last one. So we get another Honchkrow to go into the active. Okay. We'll use Nest Ball. Let's see, make sure we got, okay, we got the 2 Honchkrow and we got ALOLAN Persian. So I'm gonna use ALOLAN Meowth, put it in the active. With the Trainer's Mail, we get Acrobike. I'm gonna put the double energy. We get Marnie. You wanna get that. And switch into Meowth. And I'm gonna get, alright, we get another Murkrow. That's fine. Yeah, I switched Meowth into the active because we're up against a Mewtwo and Mew tag team, and most likely they are going to be using special energy, and so keeping that Murkrow alive is essential so that we can evolve into Honchkrow GX. And at the time it was just the 2 of them, so putting Meowth in the active was the most optimal decision. But with the bicycle, we got another Murkrow, so might as well just put that in the bench. So in our next turn, we're definitely going to use Marnie, so we can shuffle both hands, and then we can get a new set of 5 cards in our hand. Yeah, I've seen a lot of players use Tapu Lele GX in their build. I personally have not used that card in any of my build, although I don't play on Expanded that much. But when I started playing Pokemon TCG online, I did play a lot on expanded format because it was a lot easier to build a lot of decks. That was the most available cards that you have, because you'll start off with the theme decks, and you can build a lot of really powerful decks with the theme decks, and then it will get you your basic cards to use, support cards and item cards and whatnot. We're just gonna pass here. We can't play any cards from our hand anyways. But yeah, expanded format is definitely the first format that you're gonna be playing in when you're new to the game on the online. And you know, it will teach you the basics, and you can play a lot of the older cards. But after I've been able to build up my collection, the cards online, and you know, I could actually play in the standard format decently. I appreciate the standard format because it was, I mean, there's restrictions to it, but it's also in a balanced way. Because in the expanded format, like I'm describing you the decks that I've been showcasing. For example, this Honchkrow GX, also the Ultra Necrozma, and then you got the Donk deck that I can't build yet because I don't have any of the cards. Things like that. It just makes it a lot harder for you to win, you know, against those higher tier decks in the expanded, because there's a lot of cards available to you know, veteran players, and they'll just win a lot of games. But if you're a new player, it's a lot more difficult. Although, you know, the algorithm in the game is interesting. I think it does match you up with other players who are in the same level as you. So if you're a beginner, you're probably gonna face off against beginner level players as well. So at least that's what I think. So they're gonna knock out our Alolan Meowth. I'm just gonna promote Murkrow in the active. I'm gonna use this. Sweet. We'll get rid of that Rainbow Energy. And I'm gonna use Roller Skate. Didn't work. I'm just gonna put this Dark Energy, and then I'm gonna Marnie. See what we get. Sweet. We get Honchkrow GX, which is really good. And then we get another hammer. We can definitely use that. I might use this Dust Stone to get the other Honchkrow GX. Sweet. And Unfair GX, shall we? Yes. You can get rid of the Professor's Research and the Float Stone. I don't want to put that in the discard because they can start using the attack if I put that in the discard. So they can't attach special energy, so I think that's fine. So Float Stone and the Professor's Research are the best options to discard. So here we are. They're stuck. And that's it. That's the whole strategy. If you can set up Honchkrow GX, that's it. Will your opponent give up? How long until they give up? That's the next question. So all we have to do here is just keep attacking. I saw them use regular purple energy, but how much of that in their deck they have, I don't know. So I'm gonna keep playing here. Nope. Trainer's Mail. We have Via Seeker. You can get Beauty. Yeah, I'll just get Via Seeker. And I want to keep attacking until we knock out this Mewtwo and Mew, and we're going to deal enough chip damage on their 2 GX Pokemon in their bench, and hopefully it'll be easier to knock them out in the next few turns. Yeah, even with that Battle Compressor, even if you have all those powerful Pokemons in the discard pile, but if you can't attack, and we get a Silent Lab. So there you have it. We get 1 tag team knockout. That'll get us 3 prizes. Get another hammer, which is really good. So even if they are able to put 1 purple energy out, if we get heads on that coin flip, there you have it. I think we got this game. It's just a matter of time. Yep, there you go. Honchkrow GX. Good game. Do you want a fast way to win games in expanded format? Well then, Honchkrow GX is for you. And pair it with ALOLAN Persian GX as a wall for other specific matchups. You're guaranteed to win a lot of games in just a few turns just by evolving. While this deck build is cheap, it's definitely useful for an easy grind on the expanded format. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to smash that like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.